Welcome to MMA Insider. In today's video, we bring you an exciting lineup of headlines that are sure to grab your attention. First up, we have Nate Diaz sharing high praise for his former opponent and current UFC champion Leon Edwards. Next, we dive into a warning from UFC light heavyweight champion Jamal Hill to Alex Pereira. Moving on, Gilbert Burns provides us with an insightful breakdown of the injuries he sustained during his fight with Belal at UFC 288. Lastly, we have OMalley expressing his interest in future boxing matches with none other than Gervonta and Ryan Garcia. So sit back, relax, and get ready to dive deep into the latest happenings in the MMA world. Nate Diaz has nothing but praise for UFC welterweight champion Leon Edwards. Diaz battled Edwards in a 5-round bout in June 2021 at UFC 263, where Edwards put on a clinic before getting clipped and stumbled late in round 5. Edwards survived the late surge from Diaz and went on to earn a title shot after the win. He dethroned Kamaru Usman to become champion at UFC 278, then beat him in their rubber match at UFC 286 to retain the title. When Nate Diaz was asked about a potential fight against Edwards, Nate responded in a surprisingly complimentary manner towards Edwards. This is what he said. "He's great. He's a great fighter also, and it'd be cool if he hung on to the UFC title for a while, and he deserves it. Trains hard and works hard." Former middleweight champion Alex Pereira announced his move to light heavyweight, and current light heavyweight champion Jamal Hill welcomes the challenge. Hill does think Pereira should at least notch one win in the division before he gets a title shot, but if they do end up fighting, Hill plans to dominate him. Talking to the media, this is what he said. "If I'm looking at it as far as fair for everybody else in the division, yeah, I would say he has to win a fight in order to get a title shot. His name brings some value, so there's that factor. I'm not dumb to the fact that that could play a factor in somebody getting a fight. I don't care, bro. I really don't care. When you get to this fight, it's not going to be what you think it is. It's an ass whooping waiting for you here. So whenever you decide to get to that, it is what it is." Gilbert Burns' body could be feeling the effects of fighting 3 times in just a few months. Burns lost a unanimous decision to Belal Muhammad at UFC 288, and he has been suspended indefinitely, so he must obtain clearance from a doctor before competing again. Gilbert Burns gives us a breakdown of the injuries he suffered from his fight with Belal during UFC 288. The injury occurred in the first round during a takedown attempt from Burns, where he landed on left shoulder while carrying the weight of Belal. In summary, he suffered torn left AC joint 2nd to 3rd grade, torn left deltoid, torn left trapezius muscle, sprained C4, C5. Gilbert said all of these injuries were partial, not complete, so surgery is not expected. His current timetable to recovery is 2 to 3 months. UFC star OMalley has revealed that he'd be interested in boxing Gervonta or Ryan Garcia at some point in the future. In his next bout, he's expected to take on Aljamain Sterling. In doing so, he will compete for a UFC championship for the very first time. From there, if he wins, the sky's the limit for him. In a recent interview, OMalley suggested that he could venture into the world of boxing, and he has a few opponents in mind. This is what he said. "A lot of influencers and celebrities are getting into boxing, which is sweet. I think that's the perfect way to settle beef. I wish more people would have beef and then box. If I ever do a boxing match, I think it'll be similar to when Conor fought Floyd, when it's the pay-per-view king in the UFC versus another pay-per-view king in boxing. So Ryan Garcia or Gervonta, those are 2 guys I could see myself potentially boxing in 5, 6 years. I truly believe I could beat one of those guys. It would be a very difficult challenge. MMA fighting is definitely harder than boxing. That's the reason you don't see any boxers going over to MMA. That's it for today's edition of MMA Insider. We hope you enjoyed our coverage of the latest news and updates in the world of mixed martial arts. If you liked this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more daily MMA content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video from us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.